What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Get Real Bass Fishing. Today we are going over what is in my bag and what I'm carrying with me a lot of the times when I go out surf fishing in the early spring and for the springtime. And this really could apply for nighttime fishing, daytime fishing during the summer as well. But let's jump right into it. We got a bunch of stuff inside of this bag, a bunch of stuff inside of this bag, and really it's a lot easier than it looks. Let's go. So if you are new here, I am Paulie. I've been doing fishing YouTube videos since 2009. That's roughly 16 years of making fishing videos. And I am now a local fishing guide for striped bass on Long Island. So I have some ideas here. I think I know what I'm doing a little bit. So let's open up this bag and see what I have in here before I rip everything out. First off, this is a Z-belt bag. This is a 3-tube. It's on a Z-belt itself. I got a boga on the side. And I've got, where are my pliers? My pliers are also on this side. So the Z-belt is really, really good. But this is a giant bag. You don't necessarily need a 3-tube. You can get away with a 2. But that's just me. I like the 3 because I'm guiding and I'm constantly bringing out a bunch of people. So I got to have enough gear for me, for them. And in case someone snaps off, I have replacements. So that's why I got the big bag. All right, I'm going to take these tubes out. I have it all rigged up for striper fishing in the spring. So first tube right here, we'll go over them. Second tube, third tube. So the third tube is going to be all my swimming plugs. You can see all those. So I've got really a good array of everything. Look how many fit inside this. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 plugs. They're all tangled up and crazy, but that's just how I fish. And really the big thing is the color. So this is I think the Yozuri's Shiner color. This thing has seen some abuse in the spring. I'll go over some specifics, but Joe Bag Swarter in bone. We got another Yozuri Mag Darter in yellow. You're gonna catch a pattern here. Mag Darter white and red. Smaller Mag Darter in white and red. SP Minnow in bunker. I think that's actually their fast food color. That's got the red on the top. Another SP Minnow, and then just a Super Strike Popper. All right, so that's one tube. Let's go to the second tube. Come on, everybody. We got pencil popper, needlefish, which I don't really know why I put the needle in there. Another popper, another yellow Mag Darter, white and chartreuse Mag Darter, and another pencil popper. And then this one, I don't even have to take out. It's all essentially the exact same thing. Just a bunch of different swim baits, soft plastics for stripers. Once the bluefish show up, you're not gonna wanna use these. The bluefish are gonna destroy them. Absolutely. So out of all of these baits, let me talk about some of my favorite ones for this specific time. I could take out what's inside of this bag as well. Really, it's just these 2 bags, that one. So these 2 bags are essentially just replacements, except for this one. This one's really good. I don't know where my other one is. It should be on my rod somewhere. I think it's on my other rod. But this is an SP Minnow 5-inch with that chrome side and that purple top. This is one of my favorite baits to throw early in the spring, in the 5-inch specifically. Catches a lot of fish. Sometimes a bigger presentation is not working, so I would downsize to a 5-inch. And this chrome with the purple is really, really good. And I'm usually doing more night fishing than I am during the day fishing, but that is really, really good. So if you have to purchase them, I'll link everything down below. That way you get the exact colors and sizes. And if you want to purchase them from the websites that I have down there, that way you know it's the exact same thing. And there's some discount codes down there for all of this. All right, so if you had to get one, go ahead and get that, chrome and purple. And then towards the end of the video, I'll show you how I reel it up and work it. Another one, during the daytime, this fast food SP Minnow is really, really good. So it's essentially their bunker color. It's got a chartreuse head though, and red on the back and the belly. And this is really, really good during the sunny days. I like throwing this during the sunny times. And then also, before we move on with this video is sponsored by my guide service, Smooch and Release Fishing Guides. If you want to book a trip with me this spring, I'll link everything down below, smoochandrelease.com. Pick a date, email me if you have any questions, or DM me on Instagram and Facebook, and we'll take you out on a trip. Let's go. In the cloudy situations, this really does work well in cloudy, but I like to get a little bit more flash out, so I'll throw this chrome one. It's got the blue top, spots, some gold on the cheeks, but during the cloudy I like to get more flash. I like that chrome, but this will work. All of these will work at night as well. All right, next, I mean, can't go wrong with the bone SP minnow. Bone works great. So you're catching a drift here. I like the SP minnows and I like the mag darters this time of year, and they come in great sizes. Like we have a bunch of 5-inch mag darters. What really works good are the yellow mag darters. I don't know what it is, maybe it's the weak fish coming in, but those yellow mag darters, when nothing else is working, whether it's during the daytime or even at night, those yellow ones, whether it's this, I think this one has, yeah, so we got a yellow swarter in here too. So this is my night bag right here. Just a bunch of yellows and blacks and purples. All right, so all of these different baits are in the black and purple and the yellow color inside of this. So just imagine, you know, swarters, SP minnows, mag darters, all black and purples are inside of here. So with all of that being said, I think the biggest thing that I'd like to just push out, and I'm sure I've said it multiple times, and someone's gonna comment in the comments section how many times I said it, but those black and purples and yellows at nighttime are gonna be your best friends. When the moon is really bright, like the full moons, I like to throw the whites or the bones. I don't know what it is, I really don't, but usually when the sun is, when the moon is bright, those bones outproduce my black and purples and my yellows. But when there's cloud cover, when there's a new moon, when there's no light in the sky whatsoever, those yellows and those black and purples work way better. So there's 3 colors that if you're gonna do more nighttime fishing than daytime fishing, like you're working during the day, you can only fish at night, make sure you get a black and purple first in a swarter, SP minnow, 6-inch, 5-inch, SP minnow, mag darters, all those, and then jump into the yellows. Jump right into those yellows in those same baits, and then get like 1 or 2 bone, whether it's the SP or the swarter. Erica's caught her biggest fish on a bone mag darter, 5-inch. It was like 50 something pounds, maybe even bigger. It was ginormous. If you're gonna fish during the day, go with these more natural patterns. So like that bunker or fast food version, or that chrome. And like I said, during the day, sunny times, don't go with the gold, and during those cloudies, focus more on those chrome ones where they're gonna put off more flash. They have sound too, so they're gonna have that sound and vibration in the water, but that extra flash during those specific settings of light are gonna be a lot better for you. There's just so many baits all over the place. I keep looking down. Another thing that you're gonna wanna get a popper. This is a Gibbs pencil popper. Tsunami talking poppers are really good. This is a 5-inch. I would go with a 6-inch because you don't really want them to swallow these. They got treble hooks on them. If you want to replace them with single hooks, go ahead, but go with the bigger ones. That way it doesn't just easily go down their gullet and get treble hooks right down their throat, because the bluefish will go after this too. And I'm pretty sure in the next week we're gonna start seeing some bluefish action, people posting about blues, so they'll be here on our bays. Get some top water early morning, evening, sunset, sunrise. You'll catch a lot of really good fish on a popper. Now we have a ton of swim baits. You know, you can get Joe bags, Algags, the 6 cent swim baits, hoagies, like this one's a hoagie. Just something that's gonna put off a good paddle tail, kick and vibration. Like those Joe bag ones have those big paddle tails. There's just so many different options. And when you got these, I love these from Joe Bags. It comes with the hooks, the jig heads. Sometimes you want something a little bit smaller, like you'll see me throw a 7-foot rod. Just go with a 6-cent jig head, and then a little tiny swim bait. Like, it's just, you can go crazy with the amount of swim baits, but if you go back and watch a bunch of my videos, I catch a lot of fish, and a lot of good fish actually, on swim baits and paddle tails and soft plastics like this. And if you're not catching the drift here, I kind of like that white color. You know, that works very, very well. Some of these have chartreuses on them. Those Bass Assassins, they actually stain. So if you're gonna get Bass Assassins and throw them in with your other swim baits, don't do that, because those colors come right off and will go onto any other color swim bait. Like, these are all supposed to be white, but they all have Bass Assassin stain on them. I have a bunch of bucktails in this bag as well, but that is a completely different story and will be a video on its own. It's just too much to go into. It's like, no. And then, yeah, just have a bunch of other swim baits because swim baits get destroyed really easily. I don't necessarily carry these 50 pounds worth of swim baits with me at all times, or all of this with me at all times, but the essentials are those SP minnows, mag darters, those swatters in bone, black and purple, and yellow. If you have to get anything for the spring, go ahead and do that. So there are a bunch of ways that you can actually fish these baits. You know, I got these swatters here, and these are probably my favorite baits to throw at this moment right now. So as you can tell, they're just completely destroyed and butchered. But the real thing at this time of year is, if you think you're retrieving it slow it down. You are not retrieving it slow enough. And that's what really comes in to play with these little SPs. So you cast out these little tiny SPs, that bill helps them have a little tiny wiggle no matter how slow you move them. I feel like it's a little bit more than these swatters, but sometimes with a little too much wiggle is a little too much wiggle. So you gotta go over to those swatters and just creep them and crawl them, like barely turning that handle. And this is where having current is good. So whether it's an outgoing tide or incoming tide, if you're going to be fishing an area where there isn't necessarily a rip, it's just smooth, calm water, slowly moving, you got to pay attention to all that stuff, because you might have to crank it a little bit more, or maybe give it a twitch here and there to make sure it gets some action, just a little bit of action. But that's where current it comes in play, because it does it for you. You cast it out, you retrieve it, and it's just going down, it's going against that water with that bill, and the same thing with the SP, and it's just doing that little tiny wiggle, and that's all you need, because fish can be very finicky right now, especially when temps still drop down into the 30s at night. They could be very, very finicky, but that's essentially all. I like throwing a 10-foot or a 10-6 rod this time of year just for distance. Like some of the places I fish, I have to get out into that rip or that current, and it's a little bit farther than a 9-foot can get me, or a 9.5-foot or a 10-foot can get me. So I like throwing that 10-6, and also it just gives me a little bit more leverage, keeping that line out of the water. Instead of pulling and dragging, I keep it up and it just keeps wiggling up like that. I'm throwing a St. Croix Legend 10-6 with airplanes, or like a 10-6 Siege, or maybe a 10-foot Siege. Got turned on his engine just so that he can be in the video. And then I'm also throwing, like I have a 6,000 Saragossa I'll throw on like my 9-foot, 9.5 foots, and I have my Van Staal VSX2 200 that I like. But those are really the two setups that I prefer fishing with most of the time. But here we go. Those are the baits. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments down below. If you want to book a trip with me, I'll link that down below, smoochandrelease.com. Take you out on a guided trip this spring. And then I'll also throw some of these details on the website underneath the blog section or articles section. That way we have all the links and videos and details on all of these baits and setups all in one area. You can just click all that. If you want to purchase these, links will be down in the description below. And hey Bird, you want to do the outro? Jeez. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Stay real, smooch and release, and have some fun on the water. I'll see you next time.